Kublai pi baro pi ape ye RiKhasi channel. Ni piang so bahai pi chaka thup khubor ka bashi sench tiyo. Ki mat pakong san menta ka tiyo kilong. Setang ban yakendo bej ber ka sarkar India halor ka jia pen bej put ong kondat sangma. Ya ka jingjurup ki khap put la le ka jingkar ki la bandu katu ka ni ki jaka shika Assam ong ba kimfa. On pleno iki school baro na do class 6 sheneng. La yo kamlut ye baro ki badan kti ha ka jing bathai bom ha police bazaar. Telor katanat pulit na kadaw bakandai spa tali ki kam pulit ki thilli ye thu ubaram boy. Pleo mintri rangbai ke Shillong Technology Park umsauli. Ha ka Khubor Sports rakhe dap sanpos nem ka Kharang Social and Cultural Club. Barki wede ki Khubor. Mentapat ngi japaj ki Khubor banya. Ukonat ke sangma menteri rangba ke jilla ulai thu ba anamdan shu ke jekando hapreng ke sarkar Assam bar ke sarkar Meghalaya namar baro artli gini ke jilla gladab yakando banyapan be yo pot Assam hag arpo kandai tarik ubanai blala Habekran bikinong tho Khubor hakashitare kudum phang arja arpo ar ukonat ulong baga basa amanta kalong banyakando baro menteri korpari jong ke sarkar India Amit Shah banyapan be khaddu halor ke jeshim ba jia ai ki hindrotli ki jaka Kumbalayapan bej happening ka Meghalaya bar ka Assam.
So when we had met the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, we have resolved and we have kind of come to a understanding on the 6 locations. So after all those meetings we had, when we went through the reports, we saw that some areas need to be ironed out, and that's why we had the meeting on the 29th. But after that meeting on the 29th, which lasted for a very long time, and in fact last minute visits were made to certain locations, we have finally managed to resolve and agree on certain parameters in those areas also. And now we will not need to have any further meetings with Government of Assam. The next meeting will be with the Government of India, and we will be waiting for the Government of India to call us to finally come to a formal conclusion to the discussions on the border issue for 6 areas.
UMLA Karambrai Jengam Ubalong Ru Udakot Junk Regional Committee in the West Khasi District Kabari Pej Yakajapan Bej Uport Usam Uba Kimfa Marbanyang Ulong Bay Kajinjuru Bigitan Kaput Lalea Kajinkerki Banamar Kanikadao Kajilla Meghalaya Kalabandono Yaline South Likijaka Shaka Assam.
As per the reports, we have finished around 36 villages, and most of them wanted to be in Meghalaya, most of the villages. But it seems now like Meghalaya will gain some and Assam will gain some. So there are some areas which we have not gone during the inspection to see the views of the people. Maybe those areas might go to Assam, we never know. So that's why, according to the report, these areas which we have not gone for inspection or survey or see the view of the people, this area might go to Assam.
So how many such areas are there?
When we went for inspection, there are 2-3 areas like the Malsapara, Salbari, Tutia Bazar, these Haim, these will go to Assam. But it seems now like there are some areas, I'm not very sure because I haven't received the full report yet. But it seems Malang Salbari, Malang Jaipur, and Huapara also might go to Assam. And Meghalaya might gain the upper Tharabari area, which will come to Meghalaya. So these are the areas which we might lose and some we might gain.
Ubamar banyang ulai thu bakani ke jile kerke jangki sarkar jang baro artli ke jilla kalapulong ki brio bandum tip ya ke jingwan jurip barkumta omshimla banshim ke jing sngo jongki halor kane ke jepan bejpon ha ke jing shisha ki committee ki deban pej ya ke jing sngo bar ke jing kwa jangki pajba la ki kwa ban shong shaka jala Assam ne shaka jala Meghalaya hindai namar kane ke jing kerke omshimla banshim wat ek jing kwa jongki ru Ubamar banyang ulai thuru de mar ka sarkar klashim ya karai baka kwa pendam no kloy ki kama polai de saw banai kumta bon sen kini ki regional committee ru kimshim la yo jingte bhalor ki jia lak baka sarkar ka khat
Not properly done from both the committees also, I agree. Because people need time. They need time and they need to know when we are coming. Now suddenly we go without the proper information when most of the people maybe they are busy in the fields, in the paddy fields and all. So that's why I was telling that most of the people from the Assam, the Rabha Autonomous Research Council, they have come to support that they don't want to be in Assam. But mainly the people living in the village doesn't know what is happening. So this also is one of the reason maybe we are not able to get the right people at the right time.
Ke Sarkar Jilla ka artring mentau banai ke larai ban pleno e barok school nadu class 6 hadu class 12.
Menteri katat keputua kapuli juga Sarkar Jilla ubah lakmen rembui ula ong baka jeng hikai yaki kena ake classroom kolong kabadan kam hadu kata-kata. Bak di nama kan dau baka Sarkar ka larai ban sedang no yaki kelas nadu ke class 6 hadu ke class 12 habrok kawi ke Jilla. Dalam ke kelas kiba kelas 6 ham syopo kanya iswa online hanong ba shalong kat ba shalong kendong pan rasanya ake school bagian page kat kom ke jeng kam ke jongki.
We have already given the order that for they can open the schools, and even in the urban areas also from the class 6 onwards they can open, because classroom teaching is a must to engage the children, because it is there is heaven and earth when we compare the teaching through online classes and the classroom teaching. The interaction with the student, his interaction with his fellow friend, that enhance his capability and capacity also.
Hakabide bat kajing pep school jingi kena nambar kajing ta jangka lockdown ni kajing hangdamu ba rembeu ong bak sukar kamdan setia kindu ki data lan niki record ki babiang man pen I bakatan sisa kajing pep school ni ulok kubor bakatan pak kajing nakam ta ki school bar kemjuru ya ki kena school.
I have not got the data as such, because as you know that even the exact enrollment also we could not do much, but I cannot rule out the possibility of some dropout is there, but we from the government will try to do whatever thing to see that the dropout is being arrested at the earliest, so that the children will not lose education.
Ubatitas Khan CM ka KGDC ulo ang baka district council kamban jur setia bat karai jaka Sarkar Jilla ban pinrungi ke village council haka amendment jong ka 6 schedule. Habai kran bikinang tho khubor hadir blawai ke jelang bar ka kinhon UDA ubatitas uang baka jingdan ki village council kan wanra ka jeting kho bar ki dor bar shnong bar ka council company ang ki kino ki jingban kala ban pintalat landi ban pintaran ye ki dor bar shnong.
Village council ni commander kata kalau kalian
Yang nak sedang dah Sarkar kepercayaan itu sebenarnya.
em nilaong baya ka village council ngingim tre. Nama kani ka warla ka konflik apa dan jong ki dorbasnong existing dorbasnong bak kini ki village council. Kadang nak kalian ke jongi ngila tersya do wasdang ba ka board jaga council bak ka board ki dorbasnong kan saya clash.
Hagaju ka por ulai thu baka isi ka saya kendu yu menteri rangba ka jilla pada kran halor ki scheme bala ai ka Sarkar pedeng ya ka baka Sarkar Jilla kampat pelat setia ai ka pisa
Jing slam jong ki scheme kiba ka Sarkar India kala pelat sini mentala don kumba arbenai dan rei ka Sarkar negara kampat pelat di mentai dia kan ni ru nila fry na ka parti na ka kenhun ke jongi bangunnya kendu ya chief minister mat pertemau biang lo ni namar kumbolong mentah dan adu lively scheme tiba la sanction la central government ke bahani de ke hok ke jongi ke district council pengidio mat pentri kam membagi scheme ki paper hapo kisnong ki thau ki bahap po put sam jong ka district council.
Uba penshangan NCM bat chairman barem juga KGDC ula penpau ke jing solingo ya ke jingker ke juga Sarkar Jilla ban pelong ya ke dorbar bakirpang lani ke special session ban jid u chairman juga council. Habai kran bikinau tho khubor ba penshangan ulo ang bo deputy chairman ula dan lupa bar ke council kan dan ke dorbar tingkah ha ke praterik ubnai leber menta kasnem la ban jid ha ke ke dorbar.
Special session borobar kari ka disagree power jungu governor. Dikamut ka power nangi ka district council. Nikanon ko pa propose mangi nang ni temne kawan baik na kalian jungu governor. Namar ban khode ka special session ngidon artli ki rules. Number 1 nila ban khod dagi member larangi sign 2/3. Kapun nak lai pungut larangi don ar pungut ban khod special session nila la ban khod. U chairman unna ban khod special session. Gubernur pun dia at any time ulah ban call ka special session. Nada tahu kane ka special session ka bakot nam tra election chairman kadai ka kamram jungu gubernur. Tenrei ngasu semua kian dia tu bah. Hajing sia ka session na salong pratrik jung prime march. Balingin kerki kata-kata ban Royce ban penlong ka special session na ka banta ka kam election chairman. Hajing sia la di ban apla kumnu tang haka winter session ka bangin long ka budget session ka pratrik jung prime march. Tadi rumah iba, haji saya kam tadon kanu urgency. Te kaniru ka wingas no kumu MDC ba ngamda studi ban penkerki tan kata-kata ban khod ya ka special session. Haji ko par udon deputy chairman. Upanang la ban ron ya ka house. Katum garul jibadi sumusul. Te why so in hurry.
Ulong ru bakani ke jipulong dorbar ka screening kong kata ka nyotrik urempang aja RPR kalapan ken ru ye ke AD rules.
Ngasu Sukia Indian nomor bana kalian ka office jum governor ki notify ban penlong ya ka election ka new break ka bari ka singin ko kat baki kampe ya ka rules 32 sub rules 2 jonga asaman meglia autonomous discouncil rules ka baong ba ladaka kam shaman kalong vakan ban file ya ka nomination before noon of the proceeding days of fix. Kabamut hapan file chisi shoban longka election. Kabamut kan hapaka Sunday. Te kane ka ta hanyari baka bagi penkenya ka rules jengka district councils. Te iman na kaleng ka office jeng secretary hangne po legislative. Kimban se ki hapan file nomination naka sito di ngasai dasi. Kabamut nga penkenya ka rules 32 sub rule 2. Hendak lagi sisa nak kalian ka DCA, but ka office jum governor, kalian go through the AD rules, kenang ba ka notification kan nom contradict ya ka rules ka jungi.
Hadian gitu khubor ni sange shashipor, tang si kentin kwa hadian nguson phabe shapi ringkat bakini kwi par ki khubor. La yo kamlut ya baro ki badan kti ha ka jing bathai bom ha police bazar. Telor katanat pulit na kadaw bakandai spa tali ki kam pulit ki thilli, yathu ubar ramboy. Beliau menteri rangbai ke Shillong Technology Park Sauli. Haka Khubor Sports, Rakhi Dap Sunpost Nem ke Karang Social and Cultural Club. Bar ki de ki Khubor. Pinai sabani ka RiKhasi channel nganya beteng mentai ki khubor ki bedangsa. Hakalai photari ukala lingkot arhaja RPR hakapor kumban rio sau pho ye janmit kaladon ka jingbathei bom ha police bazar hajan khindai lat. Karkum ga jiathu ki brio ki bedan hajan ka dega jaka kilo ong bakadon ka jingbathei ka bajor bha barkane ka jingbathei kala pinkandet yaki. Masan ja ka tega jingja la yo i baki pulit jong ka bomb squad kila poi wurbur ha ka tega jaka bande ek bedan kam.
हाँ वो तो वाल मानी
डन्दै नसिब राम्रो नि लिनु यो साइडबाट कोही गएन यो साइडबाट कोही गएन नि बस्छ ए जाम जाम गन एकछिन कप्से भगन देछ
We were just passing from that place, like that time, after we just went from that place to this PB center point, no, and it was after 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the bomb exploded. It was so much intensity. Yeah, the intensity, the sound. It was so much huge. We were so much shocked. And we were just thinking what happened, and suddenly we went to see the spot. Now we saw that police vehicles they came here, and they were all rushed to the spot, and by that time we got to know that something serious happened here.
Did you see any casualties?
No, actually while there were security forces over here, so when the bomb got exploded, we don't want that, we don't want to go to that place actually. We were so much scared.
एक बहुत बड़ा साउंड आया था. It was I think it was a transformer, some blast. So suddenly we know that it was something else. But exactly without confirmation we don't know what was the main reason behind it.
तो कोई इंजर्ड भी हुआ क्या?
No. I was because I'm staying here nearby Chaudhary Pharmacy.
Okay.
Because my residence is Maravati was hotel. I'm staying there.
तो एक्चुअली कहाँ पर?
No, suddenly no, not in Delhi Mistan. It was center point. There is a market out there, a newly open market.
Okay.
So outside anything happen, guys. Battery is there or what blast is there? Exactly, I also don't know. But it was a very big blast. बहुत ज़्यादा सार्किंग हो चुका था. And people around there जो मूविंग पीपल थे, वो लोग को भागा दौड़ी हो गई, और बहुत सारी जो गाड़ी खड़ी हुई थी, वो लोग को ग्लास पूरा फट गया वो लोग का. सडनली ये साउंड होने के बाद आई जस्ट केम आउट हियर.
ये कितना बजे आसपास हुआ?
जी हाँ,
कितना बजे हुआ?
ये 6:40 में हुआ था एग्जैक्टली. ये 6:40 का घटना था.
ओके.
और उस टाइम सीआरपी इधर मौजूद थे, वो लोग देखभाल किए थे इसको, लुक आफ्टर वो सीआरपी वाले किए थे। आफ्टर दैट एक वेहिकल आई थी जिप्सी पुलिस वाली, जो सदर पुलिस से आई, वो लोग आके बाद में वो लोग आके सील किए वो इलाका को। पर तब तक बहुत सारा सामान वामान फट गया था, देखिए दीवार वाल टूट गई थी उस टाइम, लोग इंस्पेक्शन के लिए किए थे।
Tang kandiat kenta hadian kani kajing bathai bom ki pulit ki layo kem yu bri ubala kambodu area commander jong kaseng HNLC ka kirwo ni ki pulit ka ong ba hadian kajing to akit ka bastet la kem yo u ba na ga ye jong u la yo ban kurup ru yo bom u bom pat pin bathai la bun gdo hang mi bu bom IED u bom da klein bor u la bathai khandai la hajan center point ha ka life hotere ukala lingkot arja r4r ha ga ni kajing ja option dan la min saw ba ya ga ni ka kam la kam bala pin bathai de HNLC Nagaliang uba lakmen rumboy ulay thu halor kajingyo kem ki pulit yaw badan kati hakati ka kam.
Police act swiftly to identify the culprit, and within a very few hours, the police could identify the person suspected to be responsible for this crime there in police blood, and ultimately he have been picked up. And through his confession, primary confession, that the police came to know that there are some other bomb which is hidden somewhere, and that led to the recovery of some bomb, and one is a live bomb which ultimately defused by the bomb squad of the police department. And while investigation is on, the police have now also one suspect, accomplice of that fellow, and he also been picked up for interrogation to get into the bottom of this case. So, but the first one which have been picked up, he is still below 18 years. So the police have to proceed, taking into consideration also the Justice Tribunal Act, which is prevailed in our country. So I am very hopeful that, as I said before, that the police through the investigation, they will be able to break this nexus, and now all those are responsible in this dastardly act or cowardly act of those people.
Hakartri gurumpang aja arpu arpat hadian lais ngi kajing bathai bom la yo kem me baro ki brio ki badan kati hakati ka kam. Nagaliang ki pulit kidang pulai kajing to akit ka babanya yakini ki brio baro ki bla yo kem.
All the people who have been involved in the recent IED blast that took place, all the people have been arrested, and investigation is on, and we will be moving forward into the network even further, and going into all the people who were in touch with them also, to make sure that we dig into this deep and get hold of all the people who could possibly have been a part of this or have assisted. But the people who were directly involved in the incident itself, all of them have been arrested, including the people from whom the dynamite, the sticks were procured, including the people who placed it and including the people who had made it. If I am not wrong, there are 4, but you'll have to just reconfirm with the thing, because that includes in the past how many more were there, and will have to be reconfirmed. But the main 4 people who were there involved have been arrested.
Are these all HNLC cadres, or who are they?
So these are supporters and sympathizers of that, and of course the actual linkage and how much they've been involved in communication and organization still is a matter of investigation. So we're looking into those aspects also.
There will be CCTV coverage in entire Shillong.
Yeah, it's happening, and that's the reason why we caught them, because we have CCTV footage on all 3 of them.
That IED bomb, one was planted in PB, and other one, where did they?
They found it in the house of the main accused, who we, as I said, was already in the network. We knew, we had all the information and intel about these people, and as soon as this happened, we activated the network, went to his house, and we found that in his house.
So they plan to keep this otherwise?
That we don't know. That investigation is on.
So the HNLC has said that it was a warning for extortion. So how would you
government react?
No, this is, as I said, I'm very clear, and we have made it clear yesterday also that we will be very firm on this, and we will take very firm and strict action on this, and all the people who have been involved will be caught and that has been done, and we will continue to do this. Those who intend to create fear and terror will not be spared. So we will do everything that is required to be done.
Kesarkar jelah ka artering mentau benai, kelapentip bakalong ka bakloi banyak keren berkeseng HNLC. Habai keren bekla patai Khubor Ka Taiew mentau benai konet kisang ma menteri rangba kejela ulong bamenta la laisnem kesarkar kelaile ban phaktin banyo banyak keren berkeseng HNLC hendai na kaliang keseng pat kebu iki kendon ki bamla ban priang da kesarkar pedeng.
There's been instances where our young boys and girls sometimes do go into this line, and we from the government side have always believed that in order to ensure that this does not take place, it's important for us to engage the youth in a proper manner. We need to give the opportunities to the youth so that they don't go in the wrong direction. And that is the reason why this government has been focusing largely on entrepreneurship, creating of jobs through entrepreneurship. We have focused on the youth policy, and we realize that a large youth and large workforce is there in Meghalaya, and we need to continuously ensure that programs come in. So therefore, yes, it's an issue that I have always mentioned this. In fact, on my speech in 26th January also, as well as on 21st of January, I mentioned that ensuring that proper opportunities are given to the youth is going to be one of the challenges in the coming decades for us. And therefore, we are aware about it, and we'll do our best to ensure we address those issues.
Sir, banned militant outfit recruiting minors. How serious is the issue in Davos?
Yes, obviously it's a matter of concern, and that's why we are now, ensuring that all possible steps are taken to ensure that this is not, these kind of things don't happen in the future. And as I said, the current few individuals who are involved, we will take necessary action to ensure that all of them who are involved in this kind of activity are caught. And as I said, the police is doing very aggressive work, and they've moved very fast on this. I cannot share all the details with you right now, as the investigations are on and the activities of the police are on. But as I said, we are watching, and we are the police is working overtime on this, and we will find the people who are responsible for this.
So is the government still keen on pursuing this peace talks with the HNLC in view of this frequent IED?
It's not in view of this, just this. In fact, for the last 3 years, we have been communicating with them. There have been communications, and we have seen that, in the initial stages, there were conditions that were there.
Menteri ki kampo yang juga sarkar jelau balak menrembui habai kren miklat patai Khubor Ka Taiew mentau benai ulong bagidan haduk kembak hendai spatali ki kampulit ya ki ba ampala banthong hadu menta pada markani kadau kadan kajing senjar hakajing trekam ketenat pulen
Long bakadaw ka jung ngala mantong ye ki pulit ka de namar ka jung wan jung kham COVID-19 ha ka bala pasange i ka buon ki kam ba komiti uru kala penwet ya ka jing rekam jak sarkar Panman uba rembai ulo ong ba ki pulit ki la trai stom kat bala na kam daban kem ye ki brio ki betul ti ha ki kam sneu ba ya kanir ulo ong ru ba kini ki khandai spangot ki pulit sen ka sarkar ka sathungno namara de pemra ye ki lemba ki la pathai Khubor ba kesak shimno ru ye ki interview khang wala ma pendap no ye ki post ki barang lain.
We have our own constraint as the police department. We have some constraint in the sense that due to this COVID situation, more than 900 posts which is lying vacant, which already advertised by the department but could not conduct. But we will try to finish the process of recruitment within this month only. Number two, besides this 900 odd posts, there are another 814 posts which lying vacant. And also, as you are aware that this MPSC has also conduct for the MPS exam. So the process is on. Due to the shortage of manpower, so there is some constraint. But having said that, the police department is fully equipped to handle. But as I said, policing is not only one-day affair. Policing is a constant monitoring, and we have to keep up with the whatever happening around us.
Kajingja pathai bom hanong ba shlong hakini kisi baladap but kajingyo akyam yewe khna badang hapok khat pras nem kerta ubala kambo de area commander jo kaseng HNLC kalapin kendit ye ka sarkar Banamar kini kadau katanat social welfare juga sarkar jala kalarai ban pelong da ke jingwat penya ya ki dau ki ba pelong ki khna samla bandrung shiki kam leno. Habai kren bikla pathai khubor umentri katanat social welfare uba kermen shala ulok baling ba kini ke jingwat penya onye kren bar ki khna halor ke ei ke baja ke jing im jongki bar ke ei ke ba pelong ye ki ban perkhat ye kum kini ki jat kam.
It's our duty to find out that, and then we try to make sure also that our youth are not left behind, especially our children, those who are underage. We really want to take good care of them. That's why we used to have this kind of awareness that this is right, this is wrong. So at the end, what makes them join or what makes them take steps which will bring a shame to our society, I really don't know, but we need to know exactly. I believe that when it comes to this what had happened in Police Bazaar with those children, so I believe that with the investigation of the police, so they will reveal the truth what have been going through in their life, and then maybe through that we will have a link, and then if it is possible from our side, the department, we will check what step needs to be done so that in future our children will not be a trap of that.
Lengba ke jekran bar ki khna kene ke jiwar banya kan wat ru ki lat ki lenti ban pelai ki samla na kene ka kam ka ba penjat ke jingim bari ka lawe jongki.
After the interaction with those children, what exactly is going in their life, then maybe we will have some kind of solution, and then we will find a solution. But at least we need to know what exactly is going on that they have to take such a big step.
Hadian kiti khubor ni sange shashipor hadian shipet arbet ni swan phai beng shapi ringkat bakini ki weipat ki khubor. Parliamentary rangbai ke Shillong Technology Park umsauli haka khubor sports rakhe dap sanhosnem ka Kharang Social and Cultural Club bar ki wei de ki khubor. Menteri Katanar Kakoi Kakia Jaka Sarkar Jalau James K Sangma Haga Shitarik Urimpang Aja Arpuar Ulaple ke Jaka Sumar ka Bakar Panglani ka ICU Yaki Khalung Haganesh Das Hospital Shillong. Hakani ke jing play gani ka kamra lai don ringkar ki officer jaktana ka koi khia ki doctor bar ki nurse jang ka hospital laumali bar ki wei kani ka kamra ka don ki tiar kitar bar ki kor ki bor ban sumar kar pangna ka banta ki khalung ki badan ka jing shitom ka bajur Habakran hakani ka jelang ujim sulong bakumba life san percent ki nongpang ki bon sha sumar hakani ka hospital ki degi khalung bar ki khna badai namar kani ka daw bakalong ka badan kam shibun bandan kani ka pediatric ICU khnang ki khalung ken yo ai ka jing sumar su care ka babiang
As was mentioned by Dr. Badar, that more than 30% of the cases in Ganesh Das Hospital are pediatric related, and this really goes to show the urgency and the need for having a PICU here at Ganesh Das Hospital, and as was mentioned by Mr. Sampat Kumar, the 8 others which will follow very soon. So these are just indicators of how important it was to have a pediatric ICU, and today it is indeed, as we celebrate 50 years of our statehood, to be inaugurating this pediatric ICU. I think it is very, very symbolic, it's very significant, and the need of the hour that today we are being able to inaugurate this pediatric ICU, and I'm indeed very, very honored and privileged to be the person to inaugurate this, and I thank Mr. Sampat Kumar, who has been instrumental in conceptualizing this and also in pursuing this matter at all fronts, be it the Government of India, and also the entire team led by Dr. War, who have worked tirelessly to make this a reality today.
Usampat Kumar, Commissioner and Secretary ke Health Department, ula ong baki babone ki long kami ne ki jaka nong kadong ki wan kha khallung hakani ka hospital bar ka jingdon ki lat jing sumar ka babiang kan long kan jerap ka bakrao.
Most of these deliveries that happen are people coming from interior places and from especially socially and economically weaker sections. So that's why this hospital is really serving a great purpose. I think really helping those who require the most help. And this hospital, getting strengthened through this PICU is a very important milestone for us. As you all aware, the state government has brought state health policy, and as part of the state health policy, one of the important things is that how actually we are going to improve various health indicators. Our idea is that in the next 5 to 10 years, our health indicators should be better than any developed countries.
Umentri rangba kejelau kondat ki sangma ringkar kejedan lang umentri ketenat information technology lembar kiwe de ki menteri haka artrik mentau benai ula play pait ba ke Shillong Technology Park ha Sauli.
Ikani ka park latai hapo Sauli hapo New Shillong daga jengbai pisa ka sokar pedeng. Kani ka jaka ka don ka ying ka internet ya ka balasna haka dor ka dar joka juk ka bamenta makum juru la penuan doru ya ki mau bena ki bapen I ya ka jonlong tenrai joka jalla mekhlaya. Haki bubun ki kamera joka ni kajka trekam la pendai ki kod komputer bat komjuru ki kod keyboard ki bede ka juk ka bamenta. Umentri rangba okon sangma habakran hakani ka jalang ula ong ba kani ka jing pos ni ka bala samba joka jalla namar bakani ka jala ka dan shibun ki samla ki batwit ma haki kam komputer ane ki kam fa khobor nang ba ki kod keyboard. Ula ong rupa ka jing play ya kani ka office trekam kan ora shibun ki jing mentoy khamtam ki samla ki babe shaprang haka jing kiyo haka liang ka sense technology. Ukon menru bakan ka jarap ka bakhrau ya ka jala haka jing trekam haka roi ka par bakam tam ya ka jing fa khobor ki bakhamstad jongan ka juk ka bamenta.
This IT park is a very, very important starting point, I should say, which will really completely change the IT scenario in the state. And obviously what it will do is going to create a huge employment for our youth. Now we have to remember that Meghalaya is going to add 50,000 youths every year to the workforce. 50,000. And this trend, because of the population growth, is going to continue for the next 15 years, 20 years. So therefore, as a government, we need to plan for this in the next 5-10 years, what's going to happen. We can't wait for the next 5-10 years to see that there's a large-scale unemployment. So therefore, when we have this, there's going to be 1,500 direct employment. That's direct employment here itself, and which we have already heard the companies are already coming in. But we have to also realize that we are creating huge indirect employment. When we have people working here, there will be food that will be required, transportation that will be required, there will be recruitment that will be required. So you need companies, people have to stay in hostels, people have to need accommodation. So there is going to be direct, indirect employment of maybe close to 4,000, 5,000 people just by this one IT park. So therefore, it's a huge source of employment, and as mentioned, our people have a natural instinct to it because of the language proficiency we have, and also in terms of the attitude and the aptitude that our people have towards this.
Kaseng HSPDP Youth Wing hakajialang juga CEC kalarai ban pinchnai ka yeng na kabanta ka wei kalong yeng ka baduk kabadon hakashnong maublei ka bahap mauthat raishan constituency bar ka jichnai ka yeng lasdang haka artek mentau banai da ka jingno asanyang jikit khor kaseng bar kumjuru dikiwe pat kinong kashan yakani lai thoru president kaseng usamla esden tathiang hakajialang bar kinong tho khubor hakashitare gurum phang arja arpoar
banakalyang ka Youth Wing central body ka jongi Nishim ni kasinja, berkata kalong, bakum ke Youth Wing, midon ke bentar ke bakrau, dah ke bagin pencina ke wei ke yin, hang tei hapo mau boleh, ke badon hang tei hapo mau tharusan constituency, bat kani ke yin, ke don ya ke bentar ke bakrau bahadu kata-kata, naba ngipek ya ke long yin ke long sem, ke badon kam lagi badon kam tam, bat ya kani, ngila syania bangila IT haki sordar shnong bat ki rangba shnong. Banjit hatu kilong ni em ki babet banyo ya kani kaying ko tuma ban hadin ka thoro inspection ka bangi nilayo nilashim ya karai bangin ha panya chakmat ha ka beidei ban penchna ya kani kaying hang te hapo mauble
ha ki ju ko por klapen te bakan sedang no ka je kop tho ese halor ka phang hatu laden kam ne em banyo la ka jong ka khasi jantia state kani ka je kop tho ese ka plela de baro ki khna samla na khasi jantia
halor katu ke easy writing competition kaba pi players ngau nakalyang jongi la yarai bang pidang sobhaya baro ki khon samla khasi jantia ki jongi ki badon ye ki sap ki phom hakalyang ka thok katar ba kin tho ye ka easy ki jongi halor ka topic hato don kam ne em banyo ye ka khasi jantia state kani kalong ka badon kam hadu kata-kata Bani ketik iki jingmut ki jing perkhat jong ki para samla ka jong. Bantip ya ka khachi jantia ka jong. Ke ki badon haka. Bat kumba ka jingkli kalong. Hatu don kam mo banyo e khachi jantia. Kin yang ngam hangta. Bat ke ka badon kam hangta. Maki hi kin sa ai lingba ka competition ka baki kin shimbata.
Kaseng ka pentep ru ba ka jingrung de khot ke HSPDP Youth Wing menta kala poi che kumba shi hajar ngut bar ka jing pendrung de khot kandang beteng hagini kisi ki benwan lingba ka online but offline kaseng ka wer ki samla jo ka jalla bani snok ti lang da ka pinya so eladi bar ki HSPDP Youth Wing ka kharang social and cultural club ha ka sisa jan baladep kelas dang ka jurakhi jongkai ka jubilee xiar lani ka jingdap san phosnem jokani ka club kum ka jingple ka ni ka jurakhi ka club kala pulong na ka jile kai football ha preng jokani ka club bar ka rang da jet football club ha ka ba ka rang da jet football club kala job the sun goal la saw ha ka penalty shootout ha ka ni ka sgilai don lang umentri ka tanat jile kai uba bante don lingdo ubla pulai drui ka pisa ka ba ar pendriu lang Naga benda pen bahai kamadan ni lekai football tang par. President ula pente bagi sedan kat tu kani teli ke jele akai kum ke jirakhi ya kani ke jubilee ke siar jo ka club. Hashwa ban pen kon nya phai biang shikimat bakong san sa shisen. Setang ban ya kendo bej ber ke sarkar India halor ke jia pen bej put ong kondat sangma. Ya ke jingjuru biki khapot la le ha ke jingker ke la bandu kat tu kani ki jaka shika Assam ong uba kimfa on pleno iki school baro na do class 6 cheneng la yo kamlut ye baro ki badan khti ha ke jing bathai bom ha police bazar telor katanat pulit na kadaw bakandai spa tali ki kam pulit ki thilli ye thu uba ramboy Parliamentary rangbai ke Shillong Technology Park umsauli ha ka Khubor Sports rakhi dap sanposnem ka kharang social and cultural club Barki wait ki Khubor Dagiti Khubor nglapoy siya bakut jo katup Khubor menda ka taiew. Ngin sa isyam yang bat phi hagati ko ipar ka taiew ka banwan. Kublay phi baro patyaso.